Well, Nzinga, just before we went to the lunch break, SMSs are being revealed inside court that were downloaded by one of the investigators. This is SMSs between Zandi Khumalo, who is currently on the stand, and her sister Kelly Khumalo, which suggest that Kelly Khumalo, who was in a relationship at the time of Senzo Meyiwa's death, she was in a relationship with the deceased, seemingly point to Kelly Khumalo indicating she was somewhat frustrated by the relationship between herself and Senzo Meyiwa. These are now in SMSs that she sent to her sister Zandi Khumalo, who is on the stand, basically saying that she wanted or she felt like leaving the relationship and that she was frustrated seemingly by the fact that Senzo Meyiwa could not choose between his estranged wife and her, and basically saying that, to quote one of the SMSs, there seems to be a dark cloud that is over them on the basis that, Senzo Meyiwa had been frustrating her by what we can deduce from these SMSs that were read inside court. Now, these are SMSs in Nzinga that investigators had downloaded. These are SMSs that had been sent by Kelly Khumalo to her sister Zandi Khumalo, where she also says like she feels like God is sabotaging her, in this relationship that she has with Senzo Meyiwa. And you could clearly, from what was read inside court, deduce that, there'd been a frustration that Senzo Meyiwa could not choose between herself and Meyiwa's estranged wife, Mandisa. And in that, those SMSs basically give, what is believed, or what the defense wants to believe, is an account of a relationship that had gone sour between these two individuals. When Zandi Khumalo was asked by the defense what some of these SMSs meant at the time that they were sent, what she often drew inference to was to suggest that all relationships have their ups and downs, but as far as she was concerned, Senzo Meyiwa and Kelly Khumalo were in love. But, in other cross-examination as well, key to what she was cross-examined on was that you'd recall that Zandi Khumalo, in giving her descriptions of the accused that had come into, or the intruders that had come into the house at the time that Senzo Meyiwa was killed, she made reference to one of them being dark in complexion. But the defense says that Longwe Twala, who was then Zandi Khumalo's boyfriend, will come and testify in this court that, one of the intruders was actually light in complexion. Let's take a listen.
This is what Longwe will then continue to say. That he noticed that the two black guys, one was tall, light in complexion. Tall, light in complexion.
Okushoyo ke uLongwe ukuthi ke omunye waboke wambona ukuthi wayemude futhi ke light ke noma ekhanya ke complexion.
Now, before we get there, you've just given a description of the person that was in possession of the firearm. And what was your description of the other perpetrator, the one who had nothing, who you did not see anything in his possession?
Lona ke uqeda uchaza ke manje lo uthi wayephethe isibhamu, lo omunye ke wayengaphethe lutho yena. Uma umchaza uye wathini?
Ngithe mude okokuqala.
First I said he's tall.
Mncane ngomzimba.
Small in build. Yeah. He had a mustache that goes right around his mouth.
Right.
And that he wasn't dark and he was also not very light.
Thank you. Those were observations. Now Longwe would come and tell this court that the tall guy, according to the house, that is now according to his statement here, was light in complexion, and you're saying he was dark in complexion, not so?
uLongwe yena ke uma emchaza ke ngokwale statement esifundwayo ke ukuthi yena uzothi ke lo omude waye light wena uthi waye dark.
Okokuqala asiboni ngokufana.
Firstly, we don't see things the same.
Mina mangibuka leli bhodlela ngathi li light blue ufike wena uthi li green. Indlela wena ubona ngayo nami indlela engibona ngayo.
The witness referring to the bottle that's right next to her, in front of her, that if I look at it, I would say that it is light blue. You would come and say that it is green. That is how you view or you see it.
So what you're saying is, Longo might have made a mistake in saying
No, she's not saying that, please. She says,
their observation.
yeah, she says Tando is expected to observe the things you're quoting for her. She has her own interpretation and observation, which she has told the court. That's why she says you may look at that bottle and you say, she says, I say it's light green, somebody says it's blue,
Someone will come and say it's turquoise.
somebody says it's turquoise.
What would the other one say, my lord?
Turquoise, that's what she says. Turquoise. You don't know the turquoise color.
I'm hearing that term for the first time.
Is it?
As it please the court, my lord, but thank you. That will be what Longo would come and tell this court. But further on, he made another statement. But let me just read it. Now, unfortunately, this statement is not numbered. But there's a paragraph that I'm going to read out today. I don't know, it's not numbered, but let me just read out. I think it will be eloquently interpreted. He says in his latest statement, I noticed two guys getting inside the house. The one who came first was short, dark, having dreadlocks with cheekbones.
Uthi lana ke kulesi sinye isifundo ke manje statement ngabona ke amadoda amabili amnyama engena endlini, lona ke owayephambili ke noma oqala ke wayemfishane dark ka eneqhomo
And was
ama dreadlocks.
And he was wearing a jacket that was between khaki or light brown in bracket beige.
Egqoke ke ijacket eyayingakhaki, light brown noma beige.
He says he cannot remember his other clothing.
Okunye awayegqokile athi akakhumbuli.
He was followed by, immediately a tall one followed.
Waseke elandelwa omude.
He was wearing black hoodie.
Fake ihoodie emnyama,
He was light in complexion.
light noma ke ekhanya ngebala.
That is to say, he still emphasizes that the second suspect who got into the house was light in complexion.
Lana ke usagcizelela ke ukuthi lona omude waye light ngebala.
Angeke ngimphikise ngalokho. Ngenzeka into njengoba sihleli la maybe 50 eRomani. Kuya ngokuthi wena ubone ujike nini wayibona leyo nto futhi wayibona kanjani and futhi from which angle.
I wouldn't dispute it if that's what it's saying.
Yes.
It is possible that as we are seated in this room, there are about 50 of us, that you see something. When did you see it? How did you see it? From which angle? And when did you turn around to see it?
And futhi sonke singabona into eyodwa kodwa si experience ngeindlela ezihlukahlukene futhi eziningi.
We can all see the same thing, but experience it in different ways and many ways.